I'm Anil Kumar, and here is solution to your test problem on limits. So we have taken the two where factoring is involved. Limit of 2x squared minus 7x plus 6 divided by 4x minus x cubed as x approaches 2 is the first question. And the second one here is limit of 3x cubed minus 12x squared plus 5x minus 20 divided by x cubed minus 64 where x approaches 4. So let's answer these questions one by one. So let's factor first. Now if I substitute 2 here, you'll find that this is 0 over 0. Now, that is the indeterminate form. 0 over 0 indicates that we have a common factor in numerator and denominator, and the factor is x minus 2. So let's factor and figure it out. So we'll write this as limit of the function when x approaches 2. Now the numerator is 6 times 2, 12. So we are looking for numbers which will multiply to 12 and add to minus 7. So those two numbers both should be both should be of the same sign, since we want to add them to 7, right? So 4 times 3. So we'll write this as 2x squared minus 4x minus 3x plus 6. So we split the 7x part into this. In the denominator, I can take x common. So we get x 4 minus x squared. We can now continue with the process of factoring. So at times you can do it separately, right? And then club all these things together. You can factor both numerator and denominator separately. Now from the first two terms, we take 2x common. We get x minus 2. Here we can take minus 3 common, so we get x minus 2. Always you'll get the same factors. Denominator, 4 minus x squared could be written as 2 minus x times 2 plus 2, right? Difference of squares. So now let's continue with factoring. We have numerator where x minus 2 is a common factor as expected, since we had 0, right? Because x approaching 2. So we get 2x minus 3 as the other factor divided by x times 2 minus x times, this is 2 plus x, 2 plus x. Now we can cancel out the common factor, but this is with the negative sign. So this will cancel with negative 1. Now after cancelling, we can substitute in 2 and find the value, right? So we cancelled, and we can write this as limit x approaches 2, and what we get here is 2x minus 3 over, and this is negative, remember, when we cancel, and we have x times 2 plus x. Now let us substitute 2 and then find the answer. So we get minus, and when I substitute 2 here, we get 2 times 2 minus 3 over 2 times 2 plus 2, correct? And let's calculate this value. So which is negative of 2 times 2 is 4, 4 minus 3 is 1. We get 1 in the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 in the denominator, right? So the answer is minus 1 over 8. So that is what we get for the first one. Let's do the next one, which is a cubic function polynomial in the numerator, cubic in the denominator. So when I substitute 4, 64 minus 64, and if I do it in the numerator, you can calculate, it will again be 0. Anyway, let's factor it. So we are expecting factor x minus 4. That is a clue, right? So we have x approaching 4. And well, we can do it in groups. In the first group, we can take 3x squared common. So let's take 3x squared common. So we get x minus 4. In the second group, we'll take 5 common. So x minus 4. Denominator is cubic functions, x cubed minus, this is 4 cubed, right? 64 is equals to 4 cubed. So we'll use a cube minus b cube formula. So which gives us a minus b, which is x minus 4 times a squared, x squared, plus product of these two, 4x, plus 4 squared, which is 16, correct? And now let's continue. Limit x approaches 4. X minus 4 is common factor as expected. We got that factor. 3x squared plus 5 in the numerator is the second factor. So we have x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 16. Now we can cancel the common factors and substitute 4. So we have limit x approaches 4. We have 3x squared plus 5 in the numerator, and x squared plus 4x plus 16 in the denominator. Substituting 4, we get 3 times 4 squared plus 5 divided by 4 squared plus 4 times 4 plus 16, right? So 16 times 3, 48 is in the denominator. There are 3 16s here, right? So we could write 3 times 16 or 48. Okay. And the numerator is 4 times 4 squared is 16, 16 times 3 is 16 times 48, 48 plus 5 is 53, right? So 53. Anyway, what you could do is you can use calculator also to find the answer, right? So we get this answer as 53 over 48, right? So that is how you can solve these questions. I hope that helps.